Okay, in today's video, we are going to debunk some incredible lies that are spread about manifestation, law of assumption, law of attraction, call it however you want. But I never did this sort of videos because I never understood, like, why would you debunk someone else's beliefs? Like, it doesn't matter. But then when I started coaching more and more and more, and people were coming to me constantly having the same doubts and the same limiting beliefs, we could say, I'm like, okay, no, we need to make a video because the confusion that is spread around manifestation, which is something that's supposed to be so easy to do because you're constantly manifesting, is just way too big. And honestly, I started in this game of spirituality, manifestation, tarot, and whatnot 7 years ago. And I'm telling you guys, the channels about manifestations weren't popping like mushrooms. But right now, it seems like that anybody that's got access to a camera is talking about manifestation, which is great, amazing, people are awakening, but I mean, be careful who you're watching because it might end up confusing you even more, since there are so many out there, and not just on YouTube, but like, I mean, I'm talking about TikTok, I'm talking about Twitter, so Reddit, like so many people that they think they found the holy grail to manifestation, and they're just spreading their own limiting beliefs, and they are spreading even more confusion. So in today's video, we're just going to debunk a lot of the lies and make it a lot easier so you can finally manifest as you are capable of what you want rather than unwanted circumstances, because I cannot stress this enough. You are always manifesting. All right, let's get started. Hello everybody, my name is Naya, and on this channel we talk everything about manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. On Patreon, I do extra weekly videos where we also have a chat where you can find your own manifestation buddy, get answered your questions. It's like a really nice environment up there. And keep in mind, if you're interested in finding life coaches, hypnotherapists, hypnosis, affirmations, subliminals that are trustworthy for your manifestation or for your general well-being, podcast about spirituality or cognitive behavioral therapy, you can check my favorite app. Seriously, I manifested this link for you guys. I wanted to sponsor this app and having this affiliate link. This app is called Aura, is amazing. If you try it, you won't regret it, and it will help you out with your well-being and your manifestation. Like I said, that's why I use it daily. My affiliate link is down below. You're gonna get a free trial and a 40% discount if you want to try it today. So with that being said, let's and obviously private, well, you know, my private stuff is also down below, but anyway, let's get started with today's video. So there is a lot of lies, a lot of things that I'm supposed to debunk, I think, in this video, but it will be too long, so I'm gonna cover the main topics that I see coming often through my clients and in the comment section as well. The first one is living in the end. That's the first one. How am I supposed to live in the end? Because people are saying I'm supposed to take action. You guys, you know how I feel about action, but we're gonna talk about it today. Or I'm supposed to act as if that is becoming the new self. Not really. We're gonna talk about it in just a second. How do I live in the end? Because people have misinterpreted the words of Neville Goddard, and they are making like this living in the end much more complicated than what it is. Like, coming from my experience, because obviously everything that I say comes from my experience, but I have never, ever, so let's give in the example. I wanted to get married. I never, ever bought a ring for myself and married and pretend that I was married. I never ever did that. When I wanted to manifest a specific person, I have never talked to my friends like I was with this person. Never. I have never take any action when I wanted to manifest a specific person. I never send text messages, for instance. Never, ever. I never show up in places where this person was. Never. Or when I wanted to have my videos viral, both on TikTok, which they did, and on YouTube, I never worked harder. I know people will hate me for it, especially in the mainstream community. You gotta work hard if you want to have what you want. I do not agree with this because I didn't. I just followed the bridge of events and what was logical for me to do, which was making videos, but I wasn't like following the YouTubers that will tell me everything about the algorithm and like creating the thumbnails in a way that they were more catchy or the titles in a way that I could grab attention so I could finally have that million views or whatever. I have never, ever, ever done that. I never acted as if in that sense, ever. I just did videos when I was inspired to do, and that was it. Because honestly, every single time that I was pushing and trying all those things in my older channel, nothing seemed to work. And why? Why act as if and all of these action-oriented things do not work? Is because it doesn't, like, what you do. Neville Goddard used to say this, what you do in the 3D means nothing. This present moment that you're seeing right now, it's already been manifested by your older assumption. So you trying to do things to patch it up or to make it better, it's just an illusion. All of your actions are determined by consciousness. So living in the end, it's not about acting as if or taking more action and becoming the new self. It's not about doing crazy things to be a new person. It is about living in your imagination. So the only thing that I have ever done that was successful was telling myself through inner conversations and stories in my head that I had what I want. And for the rest of the day, life was what it is. So if my present moment is not conforming to my assumption, I let it be. It is what it is. And I just turn my head. Neville used to say this a lot. Turn your head around. Your present moment is not conforming in the way that you want to. You don't have to keep observing. You turn your head. It is what it is. And you just repeat through inner conversations, through your thoughts, what you want. I am viral on social media. I am loved. I am in a thriving business. I am the best tarot reader that there is out there. That is just the truth. I'm sorry. It is, because I'm one of the only few that knows how to read tarot in a way where I can tell you about your manifestation, how to change it, how to change your assumption. I can read energy. I am the best tarot reader, and people were parodied down what I was affirming when I was saying I'm the best tarot reader out there. Every one of the people that I met, even other colleagues, other YouTubers who told me you're the best tarot reader, because people are you're pushed out. Everything is a reflection of your consciousness and of your thoughts. So when it comes down to even my exercise of the formula, becoming the new self, it's nothing but becoming in your imagination your new self. So speaking to yourself in a different way, having different thoughts, different inner conversations with yourself, because point number 2, you have to affirm like a mother in order to manifest. No. And robotic affirming, it's not even about that. I mean, you can affirm all day if that makes you feel good, but you don't have to. You don't have to write things down hundreds of times. You don't have to affirm all day long out loud in order to manifest, because it means nothing. If you are affirming all day long, even robotically affirming, unpopular opinion, you're affirming all day long and you think you're doing everything correctly because I'm affirming all day long. These are my new thoughts. But then when you go to bed at night, your inner conversation is the same of yesterday, where you're saying to yourself, or maybe this is not going to happen, I'm not good enough. And you're literally having this inner thoughts with yourself that are contradicting your affirmation. Guess what? You're canceling those out in a way. Now, if you do it once in a while, nothing is going to happen. But if you do it consistently, where you're doing the affirmation over and over and over and over again, and then you're thinking other thoughts that contradict your affirmations, and then you're even taking action like your new self, and then you're wondering why your manifestation is sloppy, because your thought process is sloppy. You have to be committed to your mental diet. So you could affirm if you want. You don't have to affirm all day long. You just need 10 minutes a day, a couple of times a day. the most important thing is to not waver, not doubt, not contradicting this new version of yourself within your thoughts. Because what manifests is the state of consciousness. So it's the repetition of the thought. You don't even have to say them out loud. You just have to keep thinking thoughts and having inner conversations with yourself that reaffirm your new reality, and then it will happen because everything is you pushed out. And even when it comes down to action, when you're going to be in the bridge of events that leads you to your manifestation, yes, you will take actions, but you wouldn't think about it. It will be just natural and logical for you to move in this 3D reality, but you're not going to make a plan on what actions to do. You're not going to even think about it. That's inspired action. You're going to think about it later. Oh, that was the bridge of event. You're not even going to notice that you're in the bloody bridge of events. It's just going to happen. Because Neville Goddard used to say, and he's right about it, manifestation is always natural. It's always natural. It doesn't defy the laws of gravity, or could be, but not necessarily. It's always natural. It always happens smoothly. And Neville, I clearly, vividly remember this in one of his books. He said, other people will think it's all a coincidence because that's how natural manifestation is. And let them think whatever they need to think. You know that you have consciously created this, because think about this for a second. You are always manifesting. So, how did you manifest your breakup with your SP? Did you wrote it down hundreds of times? Did you affirm for it 100 of times? No, what happened is that you started to have insecurities. Then you started observing, he's behaving differently. My insecurities are correct. I'm not good enough. There is something going on. We are not happy together. I am so sad. I am so depressed. You started having these thoughts over and over and over and over again. Don't BS yourself. Subconsciously, you had those thoughts, because I know there are people who comment, I never had any doubts or any thoughts about it. No, you had some subconscious belief that made you manifest this person to walk away. You did. Whether it is, I always get left in the end, people get bored of me, whatever might have been, even subconsciously, you kept thinking some thoughts. And you had inner conversations with yourself that supported those thoughts. Then you observe that actually you were right, because whatever you think, you're always right. And then you end up manifesting it. You didn't affirm it out loud 100 times. So yes, of course, you like affirmations, go ahead and do them. All day long, not necessary. If you want to because it makes you feel good, that's a different story. But you have to understand that the affirmations in and of itself do not manifest. A visualization in and of itself doesn't manifest. What manifests is your state of consciousness. And it's just a shift in mindset. Which leads me to lie number 3, divine timing. Just be patient. Now, I heard this so many times that it's annoying at this point, where like even I was watching videos of like people winning the lottery and they were like, just be patient, that's the real secret. I never was patient. I hate when people tell me to be patient. It means nothing. Like, I feel that if you sit in the state of consciousness of being patient, you're waiting for your manifestation. And because you're observing waiting, you will be waiting even longer. There is no man, even when I say God will do it for you, that's another step number 4 lie. That doesn't mean that there is a man in the sky or the universe that is going to deliver something to you. That's not spiritually what I mean. God will do it for you means that you're releasing the resistance, your ego that is resisting this manifestation from coming, and you are relying on the God that lives within yourself. It's no man in the sky doing it for you. The universe is just a universe. There is no God in the sky. The gods are not in the sky, even if you're a pagan. The gods are within you. It's your subconscious mind. Which, by the way, leads me to even a deep witchcraft secret which is like spread around, and that's why manifestation is like esotericism. They are the same bloody thing, which is another lie. Okay, I will be right back. Let's get a grip on this video. So, we already talked about it. Act as if. You don't have to affirm all day unless you want to. 10 minutes is more than enough. It's all about your thoughts, doing things in your imagination, your inner conversation, not contradicting yourself. So when you have a doubt, you just flip the thought and you pay attention to your mental diet, which is nothing but exercising awareness. You are aware of what you're thinking. That's all that manifests. Then when you're even saying God will do it for me, you're not thinking about the universe. It's not a man in the sky. You are relying on your subconscious mind, the God that lives within you. Any action that you think you're doing for pushing things to happen, it's an illusion. The present moment is already manifested because of older assumption. So the only thing that you need to be preoccupied with is your thought process, not your action. I know, unpopular opinion. And then other two lies about the law of attraction, law of assumption community are manifestation, because I heard this on TikTok. Manifestation. How dare do you say that manifestation is magic? How dare do you say that manifestation has anything to do with esotericism? Esotericism is bad. Like, manifestation is psychology. No. Therapy and psychology has its own place. Cognitive behavioral therapy has its own place, and I have only respect for that. But manifestation is much more closer to esotericism and magic than it is to psychology. I do not care how many psychologists are riding on the wave of manifestation to keep their self relevant, disregarding esotericism altogether and all the ancient knowledge that have been saying this manifestation for the longest time. You guys, if you're running out of job, that's not our problems. I am sorry. And I have only respect for psychology and therapy. My manifestation has nothing to do with psychology necessarily. It has to do with consciousness. It has to do with the God that lives within you. And consciousness being the cause of your reality is more close to quantum mechanics than it is to psychology. Psychology will only be close to manifestation just for the shifting mindset and the chemical imbalances in the brain that are caused by negative thoughts. So of course, yes, sure, but the way manifestation works is so unlogical most of the time that cannot be explained just by a simple psychological route. It just cannot, because it has to do with the deep mind. It has to do with the triggers of the subconscious mind and the outer intention, which is the power of the subconscious mind. Read Joseph Murphy if you want to know more about it. I don't want to be too complicated in this video, but it really pisses me off. It really does, that magic has to be seen in such a negative light and manifestation has to be seen in such a positive light because people associate manifestation with psychology. Or like, oh, you know, it's nothing to do with the esoteric. The esoteric is dark. The esoteric is scary. The esoteric is not dark. Esotericism means the knowledge of the hidden ones, because this knowledge of reality creation was being kept secret. That's why the movie The Secret is called The Secret for thousands of years. People were teaching this to high priestesses in temples since ancient Egyptian times and even before. This is the only magic that exists, which is the power of creation. So yes, it has a lot to do with esotericism. And no, it's not dark. It can benefit people's life. It can free yourself. It can heal other people. Look at Joe Dispenza work. And Joe Dispenza, by the way, talks a lot about all the esoteric aspect of manifestation as well. So, because this is another thing that I want to debunk. A lot of the people that text me, stuff like that, like manifestation has nothing to do with esotericism, is because they're Christians. And so they want to manifest and change their reality according to their desire, which is fine. But they also they want to feel like, oh, I'm not sinning, I'm not doing anything magical, I'm just manifesting, so I'm good. But the thing is, like, this is all limiting beliefs because, well, in the Bible itself is written, ask and it is given. Jesus was performing manifestation on a day-to-day basis because that is our nature. There is nothing sinning about this. The thing about magic that Jesus was saying no to was the scamming one. Like, for example, he was even saying that the people at the temple asking for money to the faithful one, the Judaic ones, were they were full of hypocrisy. And people shouldn't listen to them because it was saying what is sinful is to search God outside of yourself. But that's not what magic teaches. Magic teaches to find the kingdom of the gods within yourself. The ancient Egyptians said this, hello? So, another thing that I want to debunk is that you have to find that the power is outside of you. Like, the power is in the technique. The power of God is a man in the sky. The power of manifestation is in the subliminals that I'm listening to, or in the mind movies. These are all things that can help you trigger your subconscious mind to believe that you already have what you want. These are all things that help, but none of these things outside of yourself manifest. What manifests is your consciousness, is your inner conversations, is your thoughts, is you, is your deep mind. That's it. Which leads me to esoterica. So, for example, the other day I was reading a book about witchcraft that was written in the 70s. There was a lot of good books that were written in the 70s about witchcraft. And I was in the chapter about lover spells. So, spells to manifest a specific person, spells to manifest love in general, etc., etc. And guess what? Like, I was so happy to read this because the author of the book says, well, of course, you can do this spell or this other spell. And so he's giving the premises of how to do the various spells with various objects, etc., etc. But then, disclaimer, he goes on saying this. Extremely powerful witches can indeed work without the aid of objects, links, or power objects like candle, chalice, athame, all of the ritualistic objects that witchcraft is concerned with. And they can work without all of these objects that people think are so necessary to perform spells with the person or entity they're attempting to influence. So if you want to manifest, for example, a specific person, they simply locate the person and they fully activate their deep minds, aka the subconscious mind, and work with the real directly. That's why somebody like Aleister Crowley said, do what the will under love and love under law, because it's all about your subconscious mind. You see the similarity between esotericism and manifestation. Like, any powerful witch will tell you, you don't even need anything. You just need this. You need your own God imagination in order to manifest whatever you want, whether it's an abundance spell or an SP or whatever. So no, please stop telling me that manifestation has nothing to do with esotericism, because it drives me insane and it's not respectful to all the people who have practiced esotericism and knew about this knowledge way before it was a trendy TikTok video. Please, it's really not that respectful. I respect every person's religion, so start respecting mine, which is magic. Okay? Then last thing that I wanted to debunk is that we should argue about who is the best coach, who is the best method, who is the best teacher. This is what it works, this is the truth, this is that. At the end of the day, even if I debunked all of this stuff, it won't even matter. Like, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want you to be free to do whatever you want and stop getting limited by other people, and be careful what you're consuming. However, if any of these limits, like thinking that manifestation has nothing to do with magic, for example, helps you out because you're deeply Christians and you think you're sinful if you're doing works of magic, and therefore associating manifestation with psychology helps you out to manifest and get the reality you want and be happy in your life, go ahead and listen to me. The point is that at the end of the day, everything is true. Nobody can tell you what works and what doesn't. Nobody can tell you what is the best method. Nobody can tell you a damn thing because you're always manifesting. This is your God-given power. This reality is observant dependent. It's based on your observation. And that is why there is no point arguing with each other on what is the best method to manifest. What works is what you believe is true. And if you believe that robotic affirming is true, it will be true. If you don't believe that it will be true, it won't be true. If you believe that manifestation doesn't work, it will still work, but it will give you evidence that it doesn't work because you manifested that in your reality manifestation doesn't work. But it always working because it always mirrors your belief. And so I don't understand why people confuse one another and argue on what is the best way to interpret Neville Goddard or to do things. Like, if the person is arguing about those things, it's because they don't understand essentially manifestation. And so be careful what you listen to. Which led me to the very, very last thing that I want to debunk. And this is very dear to my heart because I hear it too many times. Listening to heavy metal music, rock music, watching horror movies, being passionate about the supernatural or esotericism again, it's bad. It's negative. Having crosses upside down or pentacles or pentagrams in your home, it's negative, it's sinful, you're not coming from God, you're not manifesting, this is going to lower your vibration, it's going to lower your consciousness, you shouldn't do it. Guys, if we would all listen to this advice, which for me is crap, the entire planet will be all the same. Everybody will do the same thing, will affirm the same thing, will have zero personality, and we wouldn't create a damn thing. Let me tell you this, it will create a same world and it will be extremely boring. The reality is another one if you want to really know the truth. The reality is that if black metal music makes you feel bad, you associate that with negative emotions, you don't feel happy about it. If you watch a horror movies and you're shitting in your pants, let me be frank, and you feel bad and sad and depressed and you feel haunted and you believe that you can be haunted and negative entities can enter left, right, and center just because you're touching a tarot deck. Please stay away from those things. I personally believe that pop music is more satanic than anything. But I know many people that love pop music, that feel good about listening to pop music. So who am I to tell them that they shouldn't listen to the goddamn pop music? I don't. And I think it's way more satanic than what I listen to. The thing is, you do you. You do what makes you feel good. For me, listening to heavy doom, I listen to doom metal is my favorite, Windhand, if you know the band, makes me feel so good. When I listen to it, I'm positive. I feel I'm thriving. I'm happy. It makes me affirm even better. I'm a huge horror movie fan since I was a little child. For me, when it's horror movie night and I'm watching a horror movie, I'm just like, I'm loving it. I'm on heaven. I'm positive. It raises my vibration because that's how I see it. I have one of my friends, he has 1 million, not 2 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's the most positive guy. I always call him an angel because he's an angel. And his entire channel is around paranormal activities and doing the Ouija board in haunted places. And people tell him the same thing. Oh my God, you're going to be possessed. You're going to get possessed. This is so negative. Your life is going to go to tits. He's got 2 million subscribers. He's filthy rich at this point, happy, thriving, and believes in manifestation and has manifested everything that he wants. Even though he goes to hunting places. He hunts like ghosts and shit. Because it means nothing. That is his passion. That is his interest. It makes him feel good. You associate that with negativity, so you do you, and you don't bother other people on what they're doing. Okay? You do you. My husband loves black metal music, funeral metal, which if you listen to it, the majority of you will shit in your own pants and you will feel extremely depressed. When I confronted him with this, I said, but you know, because I'm not a huge, I mean, I love Bathory, but I'm not a huge black metal fan. But besides that, he told me this music makes me feel good. I'm in my meditative state when I'm listening to this music. I feel connected to God. Like I feel good because he said, for me, God is within me. It's what I decide it is. And if God is so loving and unconditional, he wouldn't judge what sort of music you listen to because he would have created everything, including black metal music. God is everything and everywhere. So it's not against anybody and anyone. This is beliefs. This is limiting beliefs of separation. They are making each other as at war and are keeping us separate and stuck in unwanted realities. And we gotta give up on this limiting beliefs because look at the state of the freaking world. We are going to war because we believe in different bloody gods when God is everywhere around us. And the society is keeping us separate for a reason because when we're separate from love, we're separate from our human nature, we are weak. But when we know that we're God of our reality, we respect and tolerate one another, we allow people to do them and to feel happy with their own interest, we unite and we are stronger. That is negativity. Evil lies in people that you wouldn't tell. That's where evil really lies, and it's in the human consciousness. It's not a little devil out there in the sky, you guys. Even though negative entities exist, but they feed, because they are not connected to God, to consciousness, they feed on human perversions. Humans have created negative entities, not God. You understand this? So you're feeding on that when you're judging your neighbor because of the music that it's listening to. You are being the source of evil.